Hi, Ken.
Hi there.
So I think this is it. We have two members that are not going to make it. And that's
Okay.
Keith and David. So we can get started. Although, Jordan, were you the chair? Did we decide on that last time? Yeah, I thought we
I think
did.
she is.
Yes.
She's hiding from us. She's going to keep herself muted.
All
Let me see. Actually, let me bring up the agenda.
All right.
Hello. Let me get the agenda up, Jordan, and then we'll have you call us to order.
I think we just lost Jordan. Did we scare her?
Oh, yes. She's like, oh, no.
Oh, there she is.
All right. Let me come back here and share my screen. Oh, hey, Sony, can you make me the host?
Hey, Steve. I already did make you the host.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Because it's not giving me the option to share. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Sorry. There it is. Can everybody see that?
There you go.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Jordan, would you like to call us to order?
Okay, the meeting is called to order. Sorry about that.
Approve the agenda, everybody.
Does anyone want changes? So I guess the agenda is approved. Do we have to do a vote on that? Apologize.
I think. Sure, go ahead and make a motion.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Sure.
Yeah, I move that we approve the agenda.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, there we go.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, sounds like it's approved. Oh, any opposed? Okay, hearing none, sounds like it's approved.
All righty, so item 2, maintenance management. So I'll go through the final draft of the annual plan. So let me go there and share my screen. All right, why is this? I'm sorry, everybody. This thing is acting goofy on me. Oh, do you guys see the annual plan there? You do. Okay, sorry. I shared it faster than I realized. All right. Okay, so you guys know the basic bones of it. We already went through a first draft. So I won't go over every detail. We updated dates and all that good stuff. introduction and all that good stuff. So right here is something that you guys didn't see last time, and I actually have some examples I can show you if you want, but I added committee comments. So this is something that's common. This is the committee's opportunity to say something to the board regarding this plan. The general idea is it's around this plan. And then, and another thing we hadn't gotten to yet, but there's an annual plan from the committee that will go to the board. And I believe annual plans, Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, but annual plans from committees just went to board recently, right? Or they're going in the next month? I thought I saw something on a board agenda about an annual plan from somebody, from a committee.
You know, I don't know, Steve, because we have different plans that come from different committees. So, you know, BSET, I mean, there's different times based on what their work is. So I don't know if there is a set time for annual plans.
Okay, okay.
I haven't-
I think it probably maybe we want to follow the school year, but because this committee is so brand new, we won't do anything on that this year, but next year we will. But would you all like me to share some examples of committee? Have you done committee comments? You're also new on that, so if
Maybe you could talk about what the purpose of the committee comments are.
yeah, so you know, let me do this share screen. I pulled up some old plans, and this one here has some. Okay, let me go and okay, there it is. Okay, so this is a plan from 11-12. You know, sorry I went so far back, but it gave a good example of, you see there's some, they had a lot of comments. This is a lot actually for committee comments, but there were about 4 different topics that the committee just wanted to comment on. Some is they like something that we're doing, some is they would like us to do more or address or focus on something else, or you know, I mean, it can be a lot of different things. The first comment there about the annual plan and its clarity, we had recently taken some feedback from the committee on the plan and made some minor modifications to how we report out. So that's why they felt the need to write that.
So Steve, is the purpose of the committee comments so that the board knows that the committee was fully engaged and knowledgeable of the recommendations and outlined for the plan, and kind of it's their opportunity to say, yeah, we went through this. This is some of our observations. We're ready
Yes.
to roll.
Yes, so yeah, it's the committee's opportunity to communicate to the board if they're happy about something, if they're not happy about something, you know, if they have other desires. So yeah, it's an opportunity to communicate to the board. And it is in public. This is going to be a public document going to the board. And it also does give the board, you know, that information that the committee is engaged and has these opinions on things. So again, that we are very new as a committee. So I think if there aren't comments, that is fine. We actually have, this is one of 3 documents that we have committee comments opportunity on. So we'll get another opportunity on I believe the first interim, all the financial documents. So the first interim and then the second interim. So first interim ends at October 31st. So we'll be going to the board December 15th with a first interim report. And there will be an opportunity there for the committee to have comments as well.
I mean, I've never read a document that I didn't have comments on, but I'm not gonna, but I don't think I can read it in a meeting and place my comments on it. So like, what's the, like when's the asynchronous opportunity to just read the document and provide? I mean, do all the comments have to be approved by the entire committee, or do we start by reading it ourselves and coming up with comments and then deciding if we want to, and then we vote on each of the comments?
So
That
it is,
sounds a bit awkward as well.
no, yeah, it is a committee effort. So we wouldn't necessarily want individuals outside of this meeting doing it. So
No, I
It-
don't. Well, I mean, committee members outside. I mean, I just don't see how anyone, unless we allocate time to sit here and read and then write down our comments. I mean, I can see, another. I mean, it might make a lot more sense if we just, when we want to comment on a doc, we read the doc and then we come to committee with our comments, and then we can go through the comments and decide which ones are, want to be, billed as the committee thinks or the committee notes or the committee believes, rather than, committee member so and so.
yes, correct. Yeah, it's a whole committee thing.
Mhm.
So
So
So-
can you remind us on the timeline for this? Are you trying to get this
Yeah,
to the
thank you.
board by when? Because I think that's where Ken's going, like, if we have time, or not me, because you're giving comments to me, but if there's time for the committee to read this and come back to our next meeting, or when are we trying to get this to the board?
So unfortunately, yeah, this has to go to the board tomorrow. So to make it to the June 23rd board meeting. So
Okay.
I could take comments as late as midday tomorrow, but if the committee felt the need.
Well,
To-
maybe the committee comment is that this is a fairly new committee and they haven't had time to digest the full report, and they look forward, we would look forward to continuing to work on it throughout the year or something. Because I think Ken's right. You can't read it and make comments.
No, right.
It's like,
Yeah, I think that's fair, Julie. I mean, that
Yeah,
seems to
I
make
think
sense to me.
that-
We're,
yeah,
that we're a new committee. The timeline didn't, and the timeline didn't allow for us to, to read and make deep comments on the report. And so, we're forwarding it without such comment.
Yes, right.
That makes.
Okay, so what I can do, I'll write something up and I'll send it out to you all. And get, just so you guys all see it before or as it's going. Okay, let me get back. So this is back to this plan that we're talking about. So let me see. There's some other. So our goals are back in, with the exception of the director. I still need to pin him down on his goals. So on this, again, we have last year's goals and we give an update on where we ended up with those goals. And that's this section here. And then we have this coming year's goals. So these are the new goals for next year. And I've confirmed all the numbers last time on the first draft when I talked to everybody about this. It was my budgetary numbers, which are close, but not exactly the same as the district financial department's budgetary numbers. So this is their numbers. This is the confirmed projections, we should say.
and do you know how this compares to last year? Is it an increase in FTE or is it about the same? I think you talked about this last meeting. I just can't remember.
Yes, so yeah, I can go through the staffing report. So there are actually a couple additions on FTE. This one here, the fourth line down, sustainability program coordinator, is a brand new position that they're actually still in the process of recruiting for. And we're hopeful that it is in place for the start of the next year. Another one is our security personnel, which is the second from the bottom item here. There used to be 2 security personnel and I paid for one of those 2. Now there are 3 and I pay for all 3 of them. And that is a product of, you know, budget cutting negotiations and us looking at ways to alleviate the general fund. So now I pay for all 100% of the security personnel. And this is the after hours security. It's not safety officers at sites. Okay. We have 1 expected vacancy. This has actually been vacant for a long time, and it's the lowest priority of all of our positions as far as our vacant positions. So we're trying to get the other ones filled first, and HR is moving very slow because of pandemic and they're short staffed. So we're hoping to have that filled sometime soon here. All right, so that's our grand total for staffing, including benefits. So it's like 65, 70% of the total cost. It was actually low, which is actually low compared to some other places. And then for Ken, I want you to see that right here, I added in some
Oh, that's
verbiage
great. Yeah.
based on your feedback from last time.
Cool.
Yeah. This elevator one, the elevator inspection, it's usually around 90,000, but we actually have an elevator that has gone kaputs on us and needs a major modernization. So if there were time, construction would do it, but it needs a pretty quick turnaround. So I'm taking it on. It's a $75,000 job. Yep, everything will be new except the car. So it'll be good. All righty.
Yeah, that list makes a lot more sense with prices attached.
So you might just, this is just like a edit thing. You might remove the bullet where it says less than 25. Because then the bullets are the items that are below it. So just take out the bullet.
Oh, I see what you mean. Just the bullet. Oh. Like that. Is that what you meant? Or take out the words less than 25?
Yeah, and then do a colon, you know, just so the ones below are the ones that are less than 25,000.
Oh, I see.
Something like that. You know, maybe put a space between the lines.
Kind of like that.
Mhm.
All right. All righty. So these are the big numbers. This is income. This is all of the expenses. We're within $14,000 of income to expense. We're 14 over, but we've got a $1 million fund balance, so we're in good shape. And then here we always list a couple things that are in support of our fund, right? So this is construction money, or the first item actually is state energy efficiency money that the facilities department took in and did a district-wide tune-up with so they're actually just finishing that up. There's another energy project that will be funded through a PG&E program, and I'm actually managing that. And we're working on the scope of that right now. So that'll probably start up midsummer and go for a couple months into the school year. That's the second item here. And then there's a major modernization at the community theater. And this list is also not exhaustive, just to be clear on that. Okay, and then I added all of this today. These are like notes for assumptions and everything. for this report. So our COLA this year, unfortunately, we kind of got the short end of the stick this year. This COLA from the state is 3.83, and we used to get the state's COLA, the old version of Measure H. But what we found was the local COLA was higher most of the years. And so BSEP went with the local COLA and we followed them. So we went with the local COLA. So this year, the local COLA is 2% and the state is 3.8. So hopefully for the future. Indirect cost is something that the district sets every year, year by year. So it's 5.42% this year. The salaries, so there's actually an expected 4.5% increase to the salary line this year, which is high on the high side. But it's a 1% raise and a 3.5% like one-time stipend or bonus, whatever you call it. And so this year, there's a little spike in the salary, but on my long-term plan, it actually drops back down next year because only the 1% stays. Okay, and then 3% reserve is required by state law. It's a part of this 1.2 million. It's not in addition to, it's a part of. We just need to make sure that this 1.2 million never drops below the 221. We're required to hold 3%. So that's what that is. All righty. Does anybody have any questions? We went through all this at the last meeting, but anybody have any questions about this? All right, so I was going to share, I have a multi-year budget that I
Okay.
maintain. So,
That's cool. Is that today's eclipse?
I don't know. Was there an eclipse today?
I think there was, yeah, a Ring of Fire one like that at sunrise.
Oh,
Like,
really?
like Superior, like northern Canada or something.
Ah, okay. No, it's amazing looking. It's beautiful. All right, where did my multi-year? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so I stopped sharing there. Now I'm going to start sharing again. Okay. Everybody can see this document. So this is a 5-year budget. I do a 5-year look ahead.
Cool.
Make sure we're not going to run out of money. Oh, wait a minute. All right, there we go.
I was gonna say, that's a look behind.
Yeah, that's no surprise. I knew what that was. Okay, so this column 1 is current year. So this is how we're going to end up current year. And these numbers are all pretty accurate because we know how we're ending up by now. So we're expecting an income of about 7,333,000. And I have about 1.2 million of carryover that we're expecting from current year into next year. Okay. This is, so you see what I did here is salaries and benefits. So this is a 4.5% jump from the year before because of that 3.5% one time. And then I did a 0% into the next year because it's actually going to drop 3.5%. It's going to be 3.5% less than the year before because they won't be getting that bonus unless things change. They may negotiate another bonus, but as of right now, they aren't. I will actually probably remove this line here, the maintenance initiatives. We used to do a thing where when I had a large carryover and it wasn't going down in the 5-year projection, I would kind of track we would do additional projects and track them separately with a bit different budget code and everything. So we were kind of showing, but Now I just load it all into the contracts. And as you can see, the carryover, which is this line here, at halfway, this 2025, this is us halfway through this measure. It's a 10-year measure that started in 2021 or 2021. So 728,000, and it is going down. Which is good as long as it doesn't go down too far. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Nope.
No. This line here, in order to stay up with our vehicle inventory, I buy, this is 2 new vehicles a year. 95,000 gets me 2 new vehicles a year. Sometimes I need to go to 3 because I've already bought my 2 and 1 breaks down on me and it isn't worth repairing. So we'll spend a little more. So that's current year. We did that actually.
When do Measure H funds stop flowing?
So it's a 10-year measure that was approved March of 2020 and was implemented in the 2021 school year. So it would be
Okay.
31 or the end of the year 29/30, I guess.
Because they float bonds every year.
So this is a parcel tax. So it's just
Oh, it's the parcel. Sorry.
Yeah, right. So
Okay.
this is the parcel tax. So it's an ongoing tax,
Nope, my
but it
bad.
does have a sunset date. It's a 10-year measure.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So in 2030, we'll be going back out to have it renewed again for another 10
Right.
years or whatever.
So we've done 10 years to align it also with the bond measure. So the bond is a 10-year bond, and then the parcel tax is a 10-year parcel tax, and it stays
So we go to
aligned
the
that way
voters
to
every
make
10
a good
years.
case
Yeah. Okay.
on why we invest in our buildings and then we keep them maintained.
That's right. And we had to do a little finagling to fix that. Actually, this measure, we fixed it. So the original parcel tax in 2000, they put out the original parcel tax, which was called Measure BB, and they put it alongside a bond, but the bond was 10 years and the parcel tax was 12. And so in 2010, they renewed both. They did a new bond and renewed this measure for 10 years. So they renewed it in 2010, but it was to start in 2012.
Got it. To sync
So-
them out.
So it was still off schedule. So this year, 2020, we ended this measure early and started it new to put it permanently on schedule with the bond. And by the way, this measure requires the 2/3, and it got the best support of all 3 measures. There were 3 measures that went out. We got like 82% support on the measure. So I think people like all the nice landscaping that they see when they drive by. All righty. Okay. All right, let me go back to stop sharing. Close this out. Okay. Okay. So the last item on the agenda, sorry.
So Steve, sorry,
Yes.
do we have to approve anything if it's going to board? Do we have to, like the action plan, are we supposed to approve it or anything, or no? Is it just information, or do we have to take action on anything?
We do not have to, so let me see, hold on one sec. I'm sorry, my Zoom is acting up. Hey, Sony, is Zoom?
Oh,
Hello, everybody there?
Yep.
Sorry, I think the Zoom kicked me out and then let me back in real quick, so. So hold on, Julie, I'm gonna pull up the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. So yes, you are right, Julie. and Good thing we have you here. So if you look at the agenda, it says action item next to the annual plan. So we do need to get a motion going. And let me share.
And does the annual plan include the budget or is it just the plan?
The annual plan includes the multi-year, well, it includes this year's budget, and then I have a multi-year budget that I attach to it, yes.
Okay.
So, but let me go ahead and share my screen again. All right, everybody see it?
Yep.
All right. Jordan, do you want your assistant to call out this one or?
So we need a motion to recommend that the board, or a motion regarding the annual plan for the board.
For the committee to approve the annual plan.
The committee to approve.
So,
And it's approval, okay, it's not a recommend approval by the board, by the school board.
So, no, the committee will approve the plan and then, yeah, we'll send it to the board and they'll approve it, yeah.
so I'm going to amend that to the subject to Stephen's like blurb, committee blurb, since we haven't actually reviewed that blurb yet. So I'm going to amend it. So approval subject to, you know, whatever the blurb ends up being.
Oh, okay, so approved
Because since we
motion,
haven't seen it, yeah, it's
the committee comment blurb.
yeah, the committee comment blurb.
Okay, all right. I'll get that, so I'll push
How
that.
about while we go through the rest of the agenda, I'll draft a little blurb in the chat.
There you go, okay.
Fantastic. Thanks, Julie.
I think Julie's done this before. Okay. All right, so you know what I can do is I'll go to the final draft of the schedule for next year's schedule. We'll go through that. And then by the time we come back, we'll probably have. Do you guys see that or no? Do you see the schedule? You do, okay.
Yes.
No,
We
okay,
still see the-
all right.
the
Yeah, I
agenda.
need to stop sharing and then reshare, okay. Okay, there you go. So these dates can be fluid. I believe we had agreed on the third Tuesday of the month. So that's what I have here. This is our first meeting will be in September. And we, based on our discussion from last month, I added in discussion with supervisors for our after, which is really the ideal time. So when we cut our first meeting back from summer, we'll give the committee an update on our summer activities, which includes all kinds of different projects and just all kinds of activities. And I'll have the 4 supervisors that are involved in all that stuff here. You will all meet them and we can have a little discussion with them. The November meeting is when we get our first look at, so the first interim, which is a legally required financial document. The first interim is the ends on October 31st. So at this meeting on November 16th, I'll have a first draft. It goes to the board on like mid-December for approval. So that'll give us plenty of time to look at it, comment. And then there will be a first quarter report, which will include a lot of the same information as the summer report. In the February meeting, we will go through the second interim and second quarter. Second interim is November 1 through January 1. So it's actually shorter. The first interim is 4 months, second interim is 3. And the third, and there's not really a third interim, but the third section is 5 months. Okay. All right, and then we will meet in April. So basically this design was set with previous committees, and we basically set it around all the reporting so that the committee gets an opportunity to see before it goes to the board and give input and kind of see it all as it happens. So the April meeting is when the first draft of the new annual plan for the next year happens.
Mhm.
And then there's a goals update. And at this meeting, I will have the director of facilities and the operations manager here. The three people that have goals in this annual plan are those two and myself. So we will update everybody on our progress on our goals for the year. The May meeting will have a final draft of the annual plan and then first draft of next year's schedule. And then in June, we'll have final schedule and third quarter report.
Could you
All
scroll
right.
back up to the top?
Sure. Did you have a comment on that, Julie? I think.
No, I was typing, so I didn't see it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. I think I renamed this based on some feedback from you last month, Julie. This calendar subject areas. Alrighty, so I will I will email these documents all out to you. Ken, to your point, kind of to your point about the comments and not having read, we're still getting back to normal from the pandemic. Typically, I will send all this stuff out ahead of time so you all have an opportunity to look at it and kind of know what we're looking at when we come to the meeting. So
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think just the committee formation schedule is just not in sync with, with some of these oversight duties and whatever. As we move along, we'll get more, you'll educate us, and then we'll be able to do what we need to do at the right time. But we're just out of sync at the beginning. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. And I'll talk to the director. We when I first got here, we used to do a joint meeting where it was we would overlap with the construction bond oversight committee, and kind of there's not a ton of subjects that apply to both, but they're related. A lot of what they do affects us and vice versa. So we used to have one of those. All righty. All right. So again, I will email to the whole group all of these documents. So the calendar, so everybody can start logging their calendar for next year, the annual plan, so you have a copy of that. And just know on the annual plan, it is possible that there's still a couple minor changes made before it goes to the board. And I always go to the district's website and print off the board document, the one that actually went to the board, just in case there was any final, any final changes right before the board. All right. These are your these are our
People
committee
wanna
comments.
Take a look
Yeah.
at a paragraph, and then if you can tweak it or we can approve it, and then Steve, you can just copy it out of the chat and plop it into your document.
Absolutely.
Took me a minute to figure out what LGTM stood for.
Oh God, yeah. I guess that looks good to me. Yeah.
I figured it out though.
LGT. Oh, okay. I see.
I just spend all my life in Slack. So I mean, my team. I've been remote from my team for 16 months.
Yeah. Wow. Are you guys planning on staying in remote or you gonna
We
get
just got
back?
guidance that we're headed back to the office, that that they're looking at a September 1 return to office with
Oh,
3
wow.
days in the office and 2 days remote. So
Where do you work?
at Amazon.
Mm, okay.
So it's been really rough. I mean, I think it's been good for individual contributors. It's been really great because like 100% of their time is focus time. But
Right.
for managers, it's been difficult because it's hard, you know, when someone types everything's great, it's really hard to tell if
Yes.
everything's great or not.
Yeah, can't really manage that.
Yeah.
So Jordan, what do you think about the paragraph?
Looks good. So it sounds like the motion is to approve the plan with the paragraph added. And does there need to be a second? So I think Mario made the motion. Okay. Does anyone want a second?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the motion is to transmit the plan to the school board. And then it doesn't have, you know, with our comments, and then it doesn't have to come along with, you know, any,
Yeah,
I mean,
since-
I don't, with
yeah.
any implicit set of approvals, right?
Okay.
So, well, okay. So does everybody okay with this as a comment? We'll add
Mhm.
that to the plan under committee comments.
Did you pull it? Because once you pull
Yes.
off, okay.
Oh, once
Yeah,
the
I've-
meeting
I've-
ends,
yeah,
it's
I've looked-
ephemeral, huh?
I've been through that. So yes, I did. I copied and pasted it into a Word doc. So
Yeah, so I guess I would move that we, you know, that we I propose a motion that we approve the committee comment, and with that I move that we transmit the plan to the board.
I'll second
With the recommendation for approval?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I mean, do you want to go for that far, Mario?
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's
I mean, to the extent I've, you know, I mean, to the extent of my oversight, I would approve that.
Yeah.
But you know, my oversight at this point is not extensive.
well, and we're not necessarily looking for the committee to say in their comments that you approve the plan. You're just approving it here.
Mhm.
And then it has to go to the board anyway. So
Sure.
it's going
Right.
to go to the board. So creating the comments.
Can I clarify something? Does the school board also approve this plan or just us?
No, the school board approves it. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
we approve it and they approve it. We don't recommend that they approve it. We approve it, they approve it.
Correct. Correct.
But I think, so if we were all better versed on the plan,
Mhm.
we would say we approve it for transmittal to the school board and recommend the school board approve it. Because what you want is, you're an advisory group to the school
Yeah.
board. So as a school board member, I want to know that, you know, you support it. You didn't just say move it forward, but we have some serious concerns with it and we don't think it should be approved.
Okay.
You've moved it forward with an endorsement that you encourage the school board to approve it.
Right.
Well, and I
I
would
think at this point we're relying on the expertise of the school board because we are so new.
yeah.
it's
And
like we've already reviewed a draft of it prior, so it's
Yeah.
not like we don't know the numbers per se. It's just wasn't as exact as we have it now. So in that sense, you know, we already have had, you know, a prior review of it. So in that sense, I think it should be.
It sounds as though, excuse me.
Yep.
It sounds as though the way the expenditures are laid out are similar to how they've been in the past and are consistent with the measure. It doesn't seem there's anything new from what we know. I mean, we aren't that experienced with interpreting the measure and understanding different sources of expense for the department, but it seems to be in line with the past. So I feel comfortable myself recommending that the board approve it as well as approving it.
yeah. The program has slowly gotten bigger because of the COLA. I think when I first got here, it was 5.6 million. Now it's at 7.3. But yeah, it's for the most part covers. The one new thing this year is the sustainability coordinator. We've always been in sustainability with our water efficiency, energy efficiency, and all that. But I've kind of become the sustainability manager in the district and am running the sustainability program. And we just hired a new sustainability coordinator. So So if anything was new, that would be it, but everything else is very consistent with what we've done in the past.
So Steve, the consultant, because we had also had previously a consultant for the sustainability. Did that come under this budget?
Yes,
Yeah, so in a sense, we shifted from a independent consultant or a contract, a contract to an in-house hire is what we've done.
correct. Yeah, and in the last 2 years, right, we've had a consultant contract in the ballpark of $100,000 to develop and implement our sustainability plan. And it was always in the plan to create and hire a permanent position. And so we've gotten there now. So no more
And the board had
consultant.
approved the sustainability plan that included
Yep.
this.
Yeah, that's absolutely. So, all righty.
So it sounds like there's a motion. Are you ready for a vote? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
All righty.
Aye.
So we are approved. Okay. We move forward. Well, I think actually that's about it. Let me get back to our agenda. Oh, so many things going. All right, I am going to share the agenda one more time and just see where we're at. So we did that committee comment. Oh, so yeah, on that, any public comment on non-agenda items? That's a rarity. We don't, unlike board meetings, we do not usually get public comments. Okay. So we could have a motion for adjournment if we wanted.
All right. I'll move that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So thanks for
Thank
your
you.
time. Everybody have an amazing summer. And I'll send out this schedule, and our next time we see each other will be in September.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks
All
for
right.
helping us out.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Right.